collective channeled message. Please only take what resonates. Always leave the rest for the rest. The stress. Because too much stress saying, you and me were meant to be together. You and me were meant to be forever. They're getting that high clarity. They're gaining wisdom in regards to who you are. This could be this Page of Swords. Coming in raw. They're gaining that willpower, that strength, that inner standing to be able to overstand. Sometimes in real life, the way you got to move, you have to go through these cycles, and it's called a journey. Musically, 360 degree, that spiritual box, that awakening to get you out 360 degrees. Look, that's when you're in that Mercury, that energy, it's transforming, changing those thoughts, because they're looking back towards you and this connection. And all those secrets, what they had, because of those illusions, and they was doing certain things, and they was having these obsessions, and it was all through this inheritance. So you're going to see people's trying to block you. They was taking action, and they was doing certain things in the unknown, and they was causing all these confusions, all because they thought they had these hidden skills, and they didn't have none. And the way they was working, they was moving like there was a jerking, and now they're having this wake-up call that they won't even call. They're getting that inspiration because it's a reflection about the actions, what they took when they had them obsessions, and was causing confusions, or because of those illusions, or because of their reputation, or maybe yours, and they wanted to be able to get out there. They wanted to block you because they didn't have compassion, and they didn't even know how to get down with the path, to connect with their intuitions, the emotions, the spiritual guide, your ancestors, the guardian angels. Take it all as it resonates, because they've got confusions, because that's the habits. I mean, these things that was doing in secrets. Someone thought that hidden powers tried to block you, use this spell work to block you, your masculine, from going forward. They thought you was a fool, and they was a fool. They wasn't cool. The child, college, fake story. So they could be telling you something about this child and the college, and they was trying to be able to get higher education, and they're going to come with some fucking fake story. Trying to find ways to make it work. So they've been trying to find ways to make certain things work, holding on to certain assets and properties and certain things in secret. Your partner's finances, the way they was moving. They have to go to court because they've got this high education and this high awareness, because they're having stress. They even may need to be able to go to doctors now, or even speak to somebody in regards to the shit that they're going on with. Puts holes in everything it touches. So everything they touch, they put holes in it. Stress, conflict, heartache, hurt and pain, because it was evil. And they're doing this spell work because it was things that was in secret, and it causes stress because it was illusions, and then it's confusions, illusions, and then people don't want to have this transformation. Look, nose starts itching, guys, because it's true. It's because that's that lawsuits, and it's criminal activities. So you're going to see those doing these criminal activities in regards to this property, these assets, and it was trying to possess certain things. It was being grateful. Right, so we've got some big thing, Chronicles 1:5, because it was on a karmic cycle, devil energy, holding on because of fear. 13, they didn't want to transform and change, and that's when you have to connect, because you're going to hear about this feminine family member, a friend, somebody in your community, chatting shit, spell work. And they're looking, these divine feminines and masculines may cry out to you and trust in you. They never victorious. That conflict and ongoing struggles between you and those divine feminines and masculines, the family members as well as friends. The victory of something, a divine encounter, an endorsement that you would have been promised. That promised land is joy and happiness. That's encompassing. That's that mercy, and that's that grace. That's when you've got that understanding to be able to overstand. And you've gone through those virtues in life. But you've been around those fake family members and friends that have been your friend, and they've been watching you, analysing you, bad-minding you. You're going to get a new shoe. They got the new shoe too. You got a new car. They wanted to know how you got that car. You did this, and they wanted to do it better than you. Why? Because it was competing against you. Why? Because you don't compete where you don't compare. Why? Because they didn't have that understanding inside of there. They was just watching the shit on this outer shell, because when you deal with everything else, it's about how you feel on that inner. And you have that happiness. Using them to encompass emotions. And that's making that conditional agreement. That was with your mind, your heart, your body, and your soul, for you to know better, for you to be able to do better. Because when certain people was trying to cause confusions, and they was trying to tempt you to do certain things that you wouldn't do, and be holding on to certain assets and looking at people's finances and doing things in secret to cause confusions and illusions. which would bring frustration, and then because you didn't have that compassion, or because you wanted to bring these illusions, or because you wanted people to see you in public and what you're doing and how you're doing it. But you didn't have that balance, and you didn't have that structures, and those foundations weren't so firm, and it was all because you was trying to secure something more. Take it all as it resonates, because that's in that present. And those divine feminines and masculines now, they see in you that treasured possession. You are that holy one, that divine manifestation of the unique, the universe. So they can see you're eccentric, you're connected, you're steadfast, you're organized, you've got compassion, you've got understanding, and they are looking for forgiveness from you now. For the trespasses that they trespassed against you, that led you not into that temptation. Because you know about your power and your glory, your mind, your heart, your body, and your soul was divine. You don't spread out your all and give it to everybody like that, because it's not that way. It's that Holy Trinity. It's sacred. It's that source. And now they're looking at you because there's like a fallen soldier. And they're coming because it's that rules of the ways now. They're having this dream, that promised land, that joy alongside you. Take it all as it resonates. Because they're seeing that everything they touch, they put holes in that bucket. At times they thought even at the end of it, you did, not able to be able to express their emotions. No smile, can't tell if I'm happy, sad, scared, with no social life. So they couldn't tell if people are happy, they couldn't tell if it's sad, because they're stern, straight face, because they didn't express, they didn't have no expressions, they wasn't able to be able to express emotions because of those habits, or because of illusions, or because they had that bad energy, they was on that low dense side of life, or because they was doing things in the underworld. Found a place first and last rent. I appreciate it. I'm good for it. 2,500. So they could have had to borrow money off certain people, and that's why they have these connections in secret about these assets and these homes, your partner's finances. Take it all as it resonates. In regards to resources, certain people being idealistic, they was driven through jealousy, all because they was watching you, and they're trying to make it work in many ways, and that was because they was fearing in that devil energy, and you had to identify they was in their ego. You had to be courageous. Certain people thought they was being very courageous when they was being stubborn and controlling over these assets and these resources, over your partner's mind, thoughts and feelings, trying to block you and stop you from moving towards your victory. Take this all as it resonates. You pause for a moment and you add that gratitude for many lessons within inside of your life, because you had to encompass many emotions. You've had to go back on your journey, you had to reflect back to yourself, have that hidden inner awareness about yourself, your emotions, your thoughts, your feelings, as to why, to where's, to what's, to whence, about the choices that you made when you were in the community, the relationships. Who did you have these relationships with? Who was you serving? Was you caring? Was you providing? They're now looking back towards you. They're in their mind, can see that they was in their ego. They didn't analyse and recognise and have that gratitude attitude. You was the one who put that caring, providing, nurturer. You had to have discernment. You had to block yourself. You had to let go. Continue to keep moving forward with that third eye activated. Connect, get that wholeness. Now those divine feminines, masculines, family members, as well as friends. Now they're looking at their attitude. Now they're saying, I'm thinking. I'm thinking about that partner that I was indecisive and I didn't have that balance of mind. Now I'm thinking about who I was working with when I was in that community, who had that hidden power and who used these hidden skills to seven a sword to you. Take it all as it resonates. Those divine feminines and masculines. Take this all as it resonates, because everything they touch, they put holes in it. 1808, because they was on that karmic. That's because they're needing to transform and change. They don't have that hidden skills and that power to be able to look and have that wholeness from inside of yourself. Transform. You're unable to transform. You took that action. You went forward. You got balance. Took the action. Went forward. Certain people wanted you to be in your mind because you wasn't able to, like, you weren't empowering. And you didn't have balance and clarity. And that was all because you was at self-acceptance. You had to accept shit. Can't change. That's the most I have inside of you, to grant you that serenity so you can calm down, get cool. I'm going to have these boundaries, speak the truth, enable people to grow. You could be a carer, you could work in that care setting, support worker, teacher, a nurse, doctor, social worker, in the public setting, enabling people to have that understanding, to have compassion for yourself so you can accept the shit you can't change. Communicate effectively and speak your truth, because that's when you're using your intuitions and that's how you're feeling on that inside. So you can put it on the outside. and you can hold yourself so you can have compassion. And that's looking at your self-esteem, your dignity, your well-being. So you can communicate in a positive way and looking at things from different social dynamics, different cultures, different backgrounds. So you can grow. You just accept this shit you can't change, and you have to take that action to be able to move and have that inner standing to where they draw the line. You're not dominant, you're not being vindictive, you're not holding on. You're not clinging, you let go. Because that's a part of that balance for you to be able to grow. Now those divine feminines and masculines, they're looking at you, they're looking back at that karmic cycle. They was in that fight and flight mode. Childlike spirit, tried to produce a child. They could be looking back now, protecting their self now because they was in their ego. Take this all as it resonates. They could be protecting themselves from a feminine energy. They're gaining introspection about the things that happened in the unknown. Certain people took these actions. Now you're gaining clarity. You've got that high awareness. They're praying now to the divine. Because now they're looking back towards you. And it's that mirror reflection. That duality. That's that trust now. They're trusting. Because they're trusting and they really want to travel towards you now because they're in Mercury in their mind. They may be thinking, I'm going to get this transport. They can see you're a high priestess. You as a partner, they're getting introspection because they're in hermit now. They can see you're versatile. They may be getting versatile because that's that. Wake up, somebody's sounding the alarm. Now they're having that wake up call because it's that electrolytes. It was off. They didn't have that awakening, that higher clarity. They were spiritually, emotionally, and mentally blocked due to the actions that was doing. I saw you delete her text. Why delete so fast if not her? So somebody could have seen, asking this masculine, feminine energy, why will you think I was being a fool? Why did you quickly do that? Like you have these quick skills to be able to do and hide. 6 is communication. So they could have seen, why are you hiding that text? Why are you hiding that text? Why are you hiding that text? Because they're trying to make and find ways to make it work. Why are you hiding that text? Take this all as it resonates, guys, because this is just little messages. Because you're that good doctor. Being like that since I found them. So they could be saying, oh, that person's been like that since I found them. They could have been stressed like that since a family member found them in the ego. They was always in the ego. You was always wise. You had this wisdom since you found them. They couldn't deal with it, that you had that, looked at your life force and you seen that clarity, you had that higher clarity, you had that inner standing to be able to use those hidden skills and speak and communicate because you had balance of mind. You weren't jealous, you weren't bad mind, you weren't clinging on to old assets, you was always transforming and changing. I stayed by choice, I hated here. Now they stayed with that feminine by choice, all because it was in their ego. That was most probably tried to pee you off and thought they was being smart because it was dominant over certain resources. They didn't want to transform, or because they had these obsessions and they had these bad habits and the secrets that they was doing because of their mindset, because of how they learned from their childhood, and that was just trying to be able to obtain. They was trying to be able to attain skills, money, assets, a property. Take this all as it resonates. Now they have to look back towards their self now because they're in that awakening stage. And you have to look at the levels now because that's that higher clarity. They didn't have that discernment when they was around people that was dominant over their resources. And in that home and who they were serving. Take this all as it resonates. Because when they have to start looking back, they needed balance, that temperament. Because they're having a tower moment. And they're getting that high clarity in regards to who you are. When I was home, you was out or high. You turned me away. Screwing, you don't know me. Wanted you to be there. So when they was out, they could have been home. They was turning them away. They could have been on their own. I know I could come back in the support of my friend. You're never got nothing for me. So they're saying now, you never gave me nothing. Sorry, you never gave me nothing. They wanted to be able to come back and that support the friend. They didn't give you that balance. They wasn't true. Now they was stubborn. They could have been like too busy outside partying, socialising, not caring, not providing. They gave you a little, you gave a lot. They might not give you a little. Now they're having this wake-up call. This page of wands. There, because they was in that slow, childlike spirit, giving them sexual energies, that low dense phallic, creating in gambling relationships with that 6 of wands, because they can see that victory, that's 12, that karmic cycle, 16, 12, karmic cycle. They're looking back at the mistress to their story now. They're looking back to the mistress of their story now. That's that 12. That's when you encompass all of those emotions and those energies. Look back at the actions. Gain clarity. That's like looking at that systematic approach, the way our people moved and was speaking, because they was in their ego and they didn't realise about those being wise. They thought they was being wise. They didn't have that understanding, because when you're controlling over people's resources and I am this and I'm going to get that because I'm trying to secure this and I'm trying to get that and I'm thinking, how am I going to be able to do this? Why? Or because you're not able to grow and transform, and you're empowering those divine feminines and masculines. When you're speaking, they're gaining high clarity about their ego for them to be able to transform. Now they want to take action, because they stayed there by choice. They hate it. They thought they was going to gain this victory. They was doing it all because they was in that ego, fearing for money. Ace of Cups, and now they're in their emotions, because that's that higher clarity in regards to who you are now. It's 12, 12 coming down on the line. 8, 4, 12. Now they're looking back at the karmic cycles, those family members and friends. They thought they was brave, trying to be able to obtain and secure a property, trying to secure your partner. Now they're in that completion now, because they're in their feelings, and that's like disconnected, because they thought they was going to be able to obtain this victory, this feminine energy. Take it all as it resonates. They was holding on, trying to be creative, jealous, bad mind, red eye, vindictive, selfish, Latvius, Jezebel, spirit, succubus, trying to hold on to this Knight of Pentacles. And now this Knight of Pentacles is looking back towards you. They can see you're that balance, you're that partner. Oh my gosh, they're in their emotions. Or because they was in their ego, they thought they was being wise, and they was chatting with those family members and those friends in that community, and they was gambling because of the choices that they made. Take it all as it resonates. Now they're having stress because they're transforming. They're having a look at you, and they can see that they've got that higher awareness. Now they can see a part of their life force. Now they want to be able to act, because I'm feeling, I'm thinking towards you. You're that 6 of Wands. Judgment's taking place. Now they're trusting. It was divine guidance. It was divine judgment. You've got that high awareness, clarity. 6, 3, and 9. Sorry, 6, 3, 6, 9. 22. They're looking back. 1, 1. Duality. Yin to the yang. Illusions to confusions. I am. I feel. I love you. Because of this and do. Because now they're getting that awakening. Reflecting back on you. And all the confusions that they did. Because you was like that Dharma. They're having karma. And that's that revelations. So when you have that wake-up call, and you have to analyze, you have to recognize, we in this together. Now they're looking at you and telling you we're in this together. They could be looking at the community and the people that was trying to fight towards you now and take action. They're telling them we're in this together about the service. Now they're looking back towards you and saying it was a karmic cycle. I love you and I need you, and we're in this together, this victory. He may want children one day. So they're in this together. They may be looking at you to start these new beginnings. They may be wanting ground and balance, start working, children, something. That 6 of Wands, that victory, that victorious lifestyle. Take it all as it resonates. Orchestrated ways. Don't worry about it, what you shall eat, nor the body what you shall put on. The life is more than food, and body is more than the clothing. Luke 12, that karmic cycle. Your mind, your attitude, those skills, those hidden skills, connect to your intuitions. Have compassion, understanding. Make sure you're knowing oneself, that you're having that confidence. Keep on moving forward. Nurture yourself. Add balance. Forgiveness. Forgive the sins that trespass against you, that didn't lead you into that temptation. Forgive them. Continues to keep on moving forward, because that was you holding that 2 and 4. That's you looking at your skills, your hidden skills, your intuition, connected to the masculine and feminine. Looking at these choices now. They'll be looking back towards you to make that choice. Get this all as it resonates. I was starting to doubt it. Come back when I'm sleeping. Leave when I was sleeping. Didn't want to tell the truth. Every time I'd see that you was not here, you went away. It hurt. Kept hurting. Now back. I fly. I go. And it will hurt again. Please go back. So they're in their mind. They could be looking at that partner. They could have been out socializing. Somebody could have been inside. They was gambling because of the choices, leaving. Seven of Swords, and they could have been given to other people because they were stressed. So they didn't want to be around other people when they're feeling in those emotions. So they was hiding the way how they felt because that was their heart. And then now the compassion, catch 22. If you don't, how are you gonna? So that catch 22, that acceptance as to who you are, connect to the emotions, that balance, use the intuitions, be powerful and use that powerful skills within inside of them. Now they maybe want to be able to come because of the things that they possess and these habits. Now they're looking back to the way they're feeling, thinking, their heart, their music, that pleasure inside of them. They may see you as a part of the music, pleasure. Always risk, got to complete, trust in it will work. So they're always making these risks. Now they need to have that balance of mind, to have that complete trust, to know that it's going to work because they're reflecting on you. They're having this wake-up call because they're seeing you as that Six of Wands. And that's that chemistry. It's that chemistry. They've never felt that passion like this before. It's intensity. It's that fire. It's burning. It's awakening. It's like it's igniting the soul. My mind, my heart, my body and soul. Now they're looking at their values now because what they was holding on to these assets. Now they're looking at their attitude. They may be getting their money up because we have too many differences. Their mindset and what they was valuing was money. And they was in that low dense energy. They didn't have compassion, inner standing to be able to overstand. So you may know that they stayed because of their choices. They was valuing money and actual energies. They needed the community. So you're going to let them know about the secrets. I haven't told you yet. Those extra energies, what they had with a family member or a friend that was close towards them, about those assets. Take this all as it resonates, that they've got to be able to go court. They could be hearing about a child that they could have had. They could be finding out information that it might not be them. They were just holding on. And now they're gaining this introspection that certain people's trying to hold on to for some assets, even for a house, even the way they was creating and what they was creating with family and the community. Take it all as it resonates. They're getting that higher clarity that they wasn't optimistic. They was too out there giving to other people because they was detached. And now I see they was detached because of their mindset, because of their ego and their attitude. And that was because they was like neglected. They could have felt neglected from childhood. They could have, oh, did you see that spirit? They could have been neglected from childhood, mother issues, and felt like abandoned and emotional. You could even have problems with the stomach now. You feel sick and stressed because of this third party. So you're going to identify these secrets, and there were things that got in the way. So you knew there was a third party already. That's why there was a runner. I don't want to be able to run anymore. So they ran because they had a third party in the play. It could have been a family member, a friend, a mother figure that was close towards them. Take this all as it resonates. They could have tried to not want you to know, and they could have phoned you and communicated, told you about your partner when they was in that childlike spirit and they was exing with somebody in their community. They could have been doing it because it was music and lust, and when they were socialising and partying, they was using these hidden skills. They could have said, oh, it was a high priestess who thought they was wise and they was blocking and stopping, and that's why they was doing this. And but they're talking bad about you because of how you're moving and how you're creative. They was like a golden calf holding on. Take this all as it resonates, guys. Always leave the rest for the best. Don't stress. Because if you're stressing, it's always something within you. Feel pain as nervous. You feel covered with scars, tissues. So they're feeling pain because it's nervous, covered with scar tissues. They could be in bed and getting that wholeness now, connecting back. Traditions connect the past. What's about the future? So now they're looking at the past. What about that future? They didn't have balance and harmony. They didn't have higher clarity. They didn't. Paralleling diagnosis. It's a physician. It performs before being the actual problem. So you get that proper actual diagnosis. It's observations. Using it to be able to observe the family members, the friends, the choices. When you was in that community, you had discernment. You could have seen like observing cross cultures, like different religions, the intellect, the way you speak, the way you communicate. You was practical, caring, analysing, nurturing. You had higher wisdom knowledge. You seek knowledge. So you looked at different philosophical knowledge from different backgrounds and gained understanding about communities and the diverse world that we're living in, and looking at that wholeness. And when you go to the beginning of the books, and in the beginning was the word, and the word was in the beginning, and certain words what you didn't understand when it told you it was written in an epsil, you didn't know what an epsil was. Does anybody know what an epsil was? Because it was an iron pen. So if it was written in an iron backside pen, how the frig have I got it in this book? So you ask questions like that, as to where's to why's to what's to whence went through those experiences. Why did that person lie? Why did that person go to that person and talk shit? Why did that person say that, yeah, that person thinks she's too nice, but she is nice because that person really actually thinks that you are nice and was being jealous? You had to do the inquisitive, stupid questions as to why people's mindset was set the way that they were, because of their nerves and their brain, because they tried to get you on edge and they was not connected because they didn't have that compassion, because they didn't have self-esteem, self-respect, dignity, pride. That's what it was. Didn't respond to the stick. Try carrot, punishment, reward. That's looking at that patience. It was required for support. So you had to have patience, encompass emotions, nurture yourself, care, love oneself. Have boundaries in place to those family members and those friends. Because there was bad blood clot, pussy clot, mind, me not wrong, me true, them bad, fierce and rank, wicked. How to catch the monkey. When we trap ourselves and don't recognize it, letting go of someone or something, try catch a blood clot monkey. Will outrun your pussy will. Stop, cement, stop, the monkey will come back. But always yourself to hold on to worthless stories. You may end up giving your freedom away. So you stopped, you caught that monkey, you didn't listen to those worthless stories when these family members and friends was chatting shit because they was in the ego, competing against you. As we said, you don't compete where you don't compare, because then they're impulsive and they've got that independent ways and you're independent. Independent inside. Introspection. Acknowledge oneself. I can't stop on my own. Please help me. So now they can't stop on their own because they haven't got compassion. They haven't got empowerment skills. They haven't got wholeness. They need caring. They've got like childhood issues, childhood trauma, mother issues, stock, past hurt, pain, trauma. They don't accept their self. They can't accept the shit they cannot change and ask the wisdom and courage for them to get that alignment for the assignment. Not unable to listen to the gut feelings. He's probably embarrassed. That's why they're embarrassed. Because their mindset towards money, what they was possessing, they wasn't connecting to their heart and their emotions. They was that low, dense energy. And like two holes in a bucket. I'm going to do this and all these illusions for confusions because they didn't have compassion. So if you've not got compassion for yourself, how can you have compassion for other people, guys? This is why these people did the shit that they did. Because they weren't fucking nice. It's not really about food. It's about control. Want nice because they want to control you, your emotions, your thoughts, your feelings, how you act, how you react, how other people see you so they can look more better than you. Why? Maybe they had anorexia. Imagine food to be able to go down. That's teaching. That's looking to be able to for that survival service. So even food of knowledge, food of wisdom. How are you going to obtain that food? How are you going to continuously keep on moving forward? Continuously keep going when people are blocking you, stopping you? They didn't have that food of thought. Be proud of what you got to be able to get more. Thank you. So you were just proud of what you got. Those third parties was trying to block you because you was proud of what you got. Now having that wake-up call. The karmic energies. Any one of you that's going out there and doing bad towards other people, you're sinning, lying, committing adultery, and all you have to do is tell that person, I don't want to be with you. Because your ego and your pride and you can't speak the truth and you don't know how to have compassion to other people because you've never been nurtured before, because your spirit's lost and you've got confusion or the trust issues because you don't trust yourself, because you know how you are yourself. So that's why you lack trust. Because the way how you know when you've got these hidden skills and you're using that ego because you're narcissistic, other people's going and gaining introspection, you don't like to go with inside of you and look at yourself, do you? That's one thing about you bad mind, wicked people. That's why you use that ego and you're not stable. You're not stable mentally, emotionally, physically, financially. You need to get the keys. You need to unlock the key. Open, self mode. Because you're open in your self mode, they was not liking that because that's why they was detached from their emotions or their feelings. And you're independent going towards that success. And just overcoming those odds because you're enabled to be able to create, analyze, recognize, identify, gain the wisdom, why, where, what, when. All right, in spirit, keep moving forward, have balance, make your heart as light as a feather. Don't be a bit of blood clot bitch. Because imagine if you say your heart's this light now and you're fucking when your heart gets heavier, guys. Imagine how more wicked shit you're going to do. You bad mind. You didn't have no values. That's because you got that energy vampire. You energy, blood clot vampires. That's what you call Satan, Saturn. When you low, that's what you call Satan, Saturn. When your energy is low, as far as you go, 1833, and you're stuck in those low dense energies, and you don't know how to be able to move because you've not got compassion for yourself. You can't have it for others. You chat shit, and the community and those friends that are around you have to block you, to stop you, to keep you on those low levels. So you can't be creative. You're not able to use your intuitions. You're not going to be able to have compassion. All because of your skills. You've got hidden skills and you're providing a service and you continuously keep on going. They've got a social awareness of you. And even when you just, they can't even do that because your light shines and you've got discernment. You deveil them. And when you speak in and you deveil and then they speak and they want to be able to correct you, they want to be a bit more better than you, like they're more balanced and mirror. And I know more than you and I've got this high awareness. Yeah. And you're doing things in secret. So that's when I said on the previous one, you even people's got you in your room. Swipe right, they're chatting shit to you on phones. Match, it's a match, new match, online dating, instant attractions. So there was online dating, they could say you are on online dating. People may see you online and maybe want to message you and say, hi, how are you? But you set these boundaries. So they may be wanting to swipe right now. They're seeing this judgment, the boundaries, they're gaining a great inspiration from you guys because they can see you're very inspiring. They're seeing you're self-made. And they are having these karmic battles that they've had to face because it was that cycle when they had to look and encompass those stories, and now they have to look at the mystery to their story as to why, when they was having these great expectations, all to drain out certain people's energies, all because they didn't have that inner standing high awareness, all because of illusions, confusions, because of habits, because of mindset, and now they're stressed because they didn't have that higher clarity. Ooh. Definitely didn't have higher clarity, but they know you have to wait for divine timing because they're seeing you're highly favored. Certain people thought that you was blessed, be less than them. You're highly favored. You've got these gifts. It's bestowed within inside of you. They're in silence now because of these boundaries that had to take place. Take this all as it resonates. They're looking at you and maybe wanting to be able to come for these new beginnings. It's way too many. They're wanting to be able to come for these new beginnings. Because it's endurance. Endurance, guys, is a lot of long pain, heartache and suffering. That's when you got to go through these emotions, and it's like a transition in life because you see the observations, and that's when you bend compass, virtues, heartache, pain, stress, build up your confidence, build up your self-esteem, let go of that bad mind energy. Yeah, I used to talk to her, yeah, like, yeah, Beverly, I had her in my cab once. I want to see you, Casamita, who's that girl? So they're looking at you now and saying, who's that girl? Go back to the old school film because I don't know how that film's just called. Madonna, who's that girl? Whatever you seek, it's your tenacity and that's that faith. It will be paying off. No matter what, you've got to keep on moving forward because that's you manifesting your desires, your dream, taking you higher. Because your loving takes me higher. Your sweetness is their weakness. She seemed like a good template. Ooh. So you're a good template. That's why you're loving, taking them higher. They thought you was a good template, like they could take the piss out of you and cause you stress, like you was an idiot, like you was a fool, like you wasn't able to grow, like they wasn't able to block your abundance. Damn, idiot. You're a liar, cheat, and an addict. Lying, cheating, addict. Why? Devil energy. All for money, all for fearing, all for your addictions, you idiot. Cast, afford it. Oh, sorry, you can't afford it. I said they must have been casting for it and for it. Our own as a fireplace. So they couldn't afford it. They was shocking up and fucking up with family members and friends. They thought they was being creative, trying to secure a property. You idiot. That means you're a cheap bitch. Because if it come with a family member or a friend who really, actually really knew you, that thought that they was going to have a childlike spirit, that thought that was going to be able to dominate over certain resources, imagine how sad you are. Really and truly. Think about how much they lack self-confidence. And now they're having stress because they haven't got inner peace. Because they didn't obtain that personal power. And they thought they could do this wordplay and chat shit. like you're a high priestess and do things in the unknown because you didn't have that introspection, or when you thought you was going to be able to expand and gain and work hard and put some hard work in. Stop swords behind your back to cause you heartache and pain. Tell you and communicate it to you as well. All about your partner and those in a childlike spirit, socializing and doing things in the unknown when it was them. Anything you love, I'm throwing. So anything that they loved, they throwed, and throwed the masculine, the feminine, under the brain, the family members and friends. Wicked. Blood clot. Don't limit their future. Do what's medically right. They wasn't mentally right. Emotionally, mentally unstable. Wicked kitchen witch, you bitch. Blood clot, death becomes her. Fucking hell. On publicity blocks. Many, the grandma, they didn't know. Whoa. Family, friends, and it, you know, get shit. Bomber clock, fire. Well, guys, some people are wicked out here in these streets, aren't they? They're fucking amazed. It's like, wow. Some of this could be getting published in the news, guys. You could be hearing certain people got published in the news and they was flipping robbing certain people's assets, your family members and friends. Oh wow, they could have even robbed people in a club and gone out socialising, getting drunk and having these extra energies and doing certain things in secret. Oh, you know, when they was insecure and they was dominant over vindictive lying. Oh, because of fear. Fear is evidence that ain't real, guys. Did you know that? Fear is just the only things that you feel inside that you don't even want to encompass these emotions and let other people see. That you don't want to deal with. Oh, wow. You're going to be great. Don't worry. You're making them fall. Ooh. Running out of options. Captain Save-A-Ho. Oh, so there was a Captain Save-A-Ho. Now this Captain Save-A-Ho is running out of options. You are highlight of my life. I love you more. I love you too. I hope I enable you to grow. I hope I enable you to gain this wisdom and this understanding to be able to stand and not be a bitter clot fucking bitch. And don't do to others that you don't want to be done to yourself because you don't want. What goes around because right back a motherfucking round. If it don't get you today, it's going to get you tomorrow. He needs help, not working. He's angry. Right, so you need to look at those emotions, see who's affecting you, why it's affecting you, what's affecting you. Look at them. Transform, connect to those emotions, get in that leadership skills, stand in that emperor energy, look at those habits, those people and say, I am that I am, and change. Secrets of corrosive should have been true from the start. So when they had this corrosive energy and causing stress and conflict and lying and cheating and taking those habits to be able to secure in that community because of the choices that they was making, wish I didn't know that. So you wish you didn't know that they slept with a family member, a friend, or somebody that was close to one of your family members or friends in that community because they're having stress and conflict now. They don't know what to do, but all they had to do was say, I'm sorry, I was wrong, I should have known better to be able to do better, but because they didn't know better, they can't do better. So they're not going to be able to grow because they're slow, and that's what happens. Look up your animal spirits. They need to look at their animal spirit. Those in the animal spirit, they need to just transform. Change the clothes, the hose and go. If you didn't do it, tell us who did. So if they didn't try to rob these assets, the family member didn't sleep, the cousin didn't, who was it in that community that was trying to possess certain things and cause conflict and stress and make you feel like you had to gain wisdom and get steadfast and organised because they thought they was being versatile? Who was it? Tell the truth and shame the devils then. Because if you were so big and bad when you were slapping, battered, chatting then, chat it now. Monkey see, monkey do. I can't tell when I'm supposed to lie. Now they can't tell when they're supposed to lie or tell a part of the truth. All of a blood clot, something you want to never tell you the blood clot manners. They'll never show you if your blood clot do right. And the Most High God, the universe, the source within you, wherever you go, you're going to know. So when you're running from those problems, those lies and that heartache, that deceit and that conflict, sinners, go and sing. Just be seeing all these singings and the signs to you. Wake up, heal, get rich, babe, or die motherfucking trying. That's what I was trying to get, 50 Cent. I can hear it, but I can't get it out. You can hear the song in my head, 50 Cent. No dushing, makeup, fake smiles, you fake mother. Yo, hate is gonna hate. Players go and play, but they're going to see you anyway, each and every day, because they have a social awareness of you. They make it clear you owe them big time. So they owe you big time. Big apologies, big sorry, because of these illusions, confusions, and they can see you. They've got that high awareness, and this could be your partner. They need to get steadfast because their emotions, they're very stressed. They're going to come and give this balance. Clarity of mind. It's not a family member, it's a friend. And it's somebody that you work alongside with because they was blocking you from gaining that higher. Your Nine of Cups, they're full of shit.